Welcome to another episode of Ship War, my review of Haywire.
Shipper War. When ship happens, I'm there.
I'm going to talk like this throughout the whole review so you guys can get a sense of how the lead actress in this movie was like when it came to her acting ability in this film. I'm kidding, I am not going to talk like that throughout the whole review because holy crap, it annoyed the crap out of me. This movie was such a disappointment. Okay, let me go over my little relationship with this film. I saw the trailer for this movie and I wasn't impressed. When I saw the trailer for it, I can be honest and say I wasn't impressed with what I saw. I was worried about it. I was like, it looks like it could be a really good movie, but at the same time, it looks like it could be a very terrible movie. But then I saw the Rotten Tomato ratings, which was like at 100%, and it went to 90, and now it's falling down a little bit more. It's at 80% still, which is still very good. So I was like, wow, this movie is going to be pretty awesome. And then if the rating is so high on Rotten Tomatoes, and also I should be excited for this movie because this movie is about a strong female character kicking butt. And I have to say, yes, this character in this movie was a strong female character, but it wasn't a good film, and that's what ruined it for me. And my reasoning for thinking this movie wasn't good is because the lead actress, among other things, was just terrible. She was really bad. She was very, 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 I can't even express how wooden she was. And the only thing I give her props for is the action scenes because she did a very good job with that, which is expected for the type of, career she comes from. So you expect that from her. But outside from that, she was a terrible actress. And the fighting scenes, there was only maybe one or two fighting scenes that I honestly can say were really fun to watch. While the other ones were like... The other thing I did not like about the movie is that I thought the premise was something we've seen done so many times and so much better. This movie just lacked in so many ways, and it doesn't make any sense because this movie was a cake that looks so delicious, but once you bite into it, it's just dry and tasteless. It looked beautiful from the outside with all these wonderful actors attached to it, a wonderful director attached to it, a premise that if it was done right would have been great, but once you get into it and you actually bite into it and start eating it and start tasting it in your mouth, you're like, what am I eating? Like, that's how it was for me. The other issue I had with this movie, I wear glasses, okay? I wear glasses because I can't see without them. While I was watching this movie, I felt like during certain scenes that I didn't even have my glasses on with how blurry some of the takes were. And for whatever reason, whoever was, directing the camera, obviously the director, but he had a fetish with having the camera placed behind an object at all times. Like, he would place the camera like behind a lamp, or he'll place the camera behind a shelf, or he'll place the camera behind a trash bin or a tree or something. He would just place it behind there where you get the silhouette of that object, and then you see everything else behind it, and it was bothersome. And there was a lot of like close-up scenes of the actors, and this sometimes you could even tell what was going on in a scene because the camera was so close up to the action of what's taking place that you weren't sure what's happening in that particular scene. Also, the romance in this movie, let me talk about that. Okay, the romance in this movie is between Channing Tatum and this actress, I don't even know her name is. So there was no build up to this relationship. Basically what it was is they work together, stuff happens between them, and then fast forward to how long it is later, something happens that's tragic, and there's a flashback to that particular scene where stuff happens, and you're supposed to, as an audience member, feel some type of sadness, relations to what's going on between that whole situation, even though there was no build-up whatsoever to that relationship. Again, another thing I did not like about this movie. I will recommend this to people who are interested in seeing this movie. If you're excited to see this movie, by all means, go and see it. But if you were just on the fence about it, be on the fence about it, because I can see this movie being one of those films that you're either going to really enjoy it or you're going to be very meh towards it. So that is all for this episode of Ship War. Goodbye, and until next time.